Bond in 3 hours, making Blood Reaver Pouches. This moneymaker has quite high-level requirements, but is it worth it? It involves a 2-stage process, one making the pouches and then adding the Blood Reavers, which can be semi-AFK. Although the location where the Blood Reavers are can be a bit tricky. If you can get 650 pouches an hour, that's about 46 mil, depending on how much the pouches are selling for. Let's test it. Requirements for this are quite high. You need a frozen key of access to the Blood Reaver location. You have to completed Dragon Dagonby for access to Summoning, Death Plateaus, Troll Stronghold for God Wars dungeon access, Fate of the Gods, if you want Shard of Zaros, which I don't have, and I think the other 2 are just recommended. Skills, you need 70 Summoning, 68 Archaeology, and 70 in Combats, and 96 Herblore, and 95 Prayer. If you wanted to put a bit more time into this, I would actually recommend, rather than buying the Hellfire Metal and Blood of Orcus, that you go and farm these while doing Archaeology. This way you'll make a ton more profit. Even in the test case, this saves 29 million and it's super AFK. Just AFK on each spot for 1 hour or so. You will need to adjust the quantities of items shown here depending on how many pouches you are going to make. So each pouch is made from 2 Blood of Orcus, 2 Hellfire Metal, and 200 Spirit Shards, which works out to be at the moment about 47k in materials, if you buy them all. Making the pouches is kind of a boring process, so I'll quickly skip through it. Just preset the Blood of Orcus and Hellfire with shards and pouches, and also if I could figure out the timing, I would add this to the GP per hour, as it does actually add onto the timing, as making these pouches is pretty annoying. I think you can also use a pack yak if you really wanted to be bothered. Presetting all of that might speed it up a bit. Gear and inventory. For lower repairs and running costs, I usually run the non-augmented gear for this and use prayer pots as they're a bit cheaper, and you do pick these up while kind of killing the Blood Reavers. Also you need notepaper, the frozen key, overload if you want to go faster kills, Fury Tea or Grace of the Elves, and of course you need your pouches. The Blood Reavers that I'm using for this are located in the God Wars dungeon, so you'll need the frozen key to access this area. You can also use any boss in God Wars dungeon to get there, so you can just set your Wars Retreat portal to any of the bosses and then you kind of walk there. I found that the Kree Ara one is fairly close. So if you're using the Kree Ara portal method, just kind of teleport there, turn your combat off, and then walk down to the northeast, not the northeast, the southeast. Jump across this gap here. This gap takes ages. And then over to the right where this little doorway is down here. So I do have another guide on how to get to God Wars dungeon if you need to do it the other way, or the manual way. Now you can pot up, and then you just need to kind of, well, obviously after you've gone down the stairs, you can then squeeze through the frozen doorway. So here I did just a 5-minute test to see how many contracts I could get. I'm sure you can probably get more because I am not pimped out on this, but this is my noob testing and I still get quite a few pouches doing it this way. So go through the door and then head over to this kind of area down the bottom. So down south, if you just stand down there, there's usually a few Blood Reavers around, and you won't pull too many of the other mobs, even though you still will pull a few of them. So I'm just going to speed through my 5-minute test here to show it can be done. And at the end, I end up with 41 pouches. Obviously, depending on your gear and skills and a whole bunch of other things, the amount of pouches could end up being different. So now we head back to GE and sell the pouches, which sell for 118k each, and each pouch cost 47k, which is 71k profit per pouch, not taking into account any of the materials and time you used in the other things. So in 5 minutes, it's 2.9 million, or if we calculate that to per hour, it is 34.8 million. So if you did this for 3 hours, you could get 104 million, depending on a whole bunch of stuff. But that's how much I would have got when I was testing. Which is quite enough for a bond right now, and a few million change. I can't actually believe that bond prices are now 95 mil. I remember when these things were like 34 or less. But anyway. Crazy inflation. The end. Thanks for watching. If you liked this video, please like and subscribe.